Thanks for joining us here on the News at 10. I'm Morgan Romero. A month ago today, 8-year-old Mora Gerety was crossing the street when she was hit and killed by a pickup truck. Since then, families in Boise's North End neighborhood have been pushing for change. Our Aspen Shumpert is live on Harrison Boulevard in Aspen. This tragedy has turned grief into action.
Morgan, it has. Mora's death really shook this community. Her memorial just behind me continues to grow in decor and flowers each day. And now her neighborhood is getting change that families have been asking for.
Yes, you want to get to work on time, but that child deserves to get to school on time too.
For years, families have worried about the way people drive on these narrow streets in Boise's North End.
People are driving, they're distracted, and they don't always see pedestrians, they don't always see cyclists, and awful things happen.
Donna Llewellyn, president of the North End Neighborhood Association, says families deserve better.
It's being able to actually walk to school, walk to a park like this, right? That's why people move here. And you don't want to, every time your child leaves the house, have your heart in your stomach until they get back.
She believes most drivers follow the law.
But it only takes a few to really ruin the experience for everybody.
Just weeks ago, 8-year-old Mora Gerety was hit and killed by a driver at the intersection of Harrison Boulevard and West Ada Street.
It's every parent's worst nightmare.
It's been awful. I mean, you know, there's the phrase that it takes a village to raise a child. Well, I think the counterpart is when a child dies, the whole village grieves.
After Mora's death, concerns intensified, and the neighborhood association surveyed nearly 500 residents.
The highest ranked issue was about speed because that you see it. The next one was visibility and parking too close to intersections.
They took those results to the city of Boise, its police department, and Ada County Highway District. Wednesday night, 10 days after seeing the survey, ACHD announced changes to the North End streets.
The tragic incident did help move this forward.
Cody Homan, an accessibility and mobility supervisor with ACHD, says they've been planning to make the North End the Treasure Valley's first slow zone for a while. That means dropping the speed limit on every street to 20 miles per hour starting in January.
Key streets being Harrison, 15th, 8th and 9th, were the big ones, and there's a few other sections of 5th and 6th.
The slower speed won't cost drivers a lot of time, but Homan says it adds something more valuable.
And it just adds that much more safety, especially with pedestrians. Every 5-mile-an-hour increase drastically increases the chance of an injury.
I think there was a large amount of gratitude of, okay, you heard us.
Will a single change be enough?
No, this is a complex problem, right? It involves drivers, it involves parking, it involves pedestrians, education has to be part of it, engineering has to be part of it.
Llewellyn hopes this is just the start to making the city safer, so families don't have to worry whether their kids will make it home.
If we can provide a model of what can work, then hopefully it's not just the North End screaming wolf, that it really helps across the Treasure Valley, across the city at least.
ACHD will also be putting handheld flags at every crosswalk on Harrison Boulevard. This is a pilot program, so if it's effective here in the North End, they are considering moving this into other neighborhoods. They have the Boise Bench in mind. I want to talk about the visibility that Llewellyn was talking about, and this means cars parking just like right here up until the corner of this intersection, and this really blocks the view pedestrians can get when they're trying to cross the crosswalk. They hope that this will be something that is tackled next. The law requires cars to be parked at least 30 feet away from this intersection. We'll keep an eye on if that is rolled out in a phase 1.2. ACHD says they're also interested in exploring that, Morgan.
Okay, so maybe happening in phases. I know that this is not the end of this story. Aspen Shumpert reporting live for us in the North End. Aspen, thank you.